The restaurant buzzed
This was your
softly with quiet
grandfather.
conversations
He
and the
loved you
sound of
so
cutlery
much even
touching
before you were
plates.
born.
It was the kind of place where wealthy people came to escape the city noise, a place with warm lighting, velvet chairs, and waiters who moved like shadows. At the center table sat Alina Hart, the billionaire investor known for her brilliance, elegance, and an aura that made people lower their voices when she passed. Tonight was supposed to be her peaceful evening, a moment to breathe after months of endless work. She sat alone, reading over documents while waiting for her dinner. But peace didn't last long. From the corner of her eye, she noticed a small figure standing near the entrance. A boy, maybe 10 years old, wearing faded clothes, shoes slightly torn, holding something in his hands as he kept glancing nervously at her table. He didn't look like he belonged in a place like this. Yet he stood there, gathering courage as if building himself up for something impossible. Alina tried to look away and return to her papers, but something about him pulled her attention back. His eyes weren't begging for money. They weren't desperate in the usual way. They were searching, hopeful, determined in a way that felt strangely familiar. Before she could make sense of it, the boy took a deep breath and slowly approached her table. The waiters looked uncomfortable, exchanging glances, but none dared to stop him. Something about the moment felt too delicate. Alina lowered her papers and looked up, her expression composed but curious. The boy stopped right beside her, clutching a small, worn-out envelope to his chest. His voice trembled slightly as he spoke. "Excuse me, ma'am, can I talk to you?" The entire room seemed to pause. Alina set her papers aside, sensing this wasn't something she could dismiss. "Of course," she replied gently. "What do you need?" The boy swallowed hard as if choosing his next words carefully. I know I shouldn't be here. People already tried to stop me, but I had to come." He nervously adjusted his grip on the envelope. "I've been looking for you for a long time." Confusion washed over her. "Looking for me? Why?" He hesitated, his eyes lowering for a moment. "Because you're the only person who can answer a question my mom couldn't." Alina froze. Something in her chest tightened. She slowly leaned forward. "What's your name?" His voice softened. "Lucas." She offered a calm nod. "Okay, Lucas, what's this question you came all the way here to ask?" Lucas looked around, noticing the eyes watching him, and stepped a little closer to her table. "Can I sit?" She nodded again, and he carefully sat on the edge of the chair across from her, clutching the envelope like it was the only thing keeping him together. For a moment he said nothing, breathing shakily as if gathering strength. Alina's voice softened. "You're safe. Just tell me." Lucas finally opened the envelope and took out an old photograph. He pushed it gently across the table toward her. Alina picked it up, and everything inside her stopped. It was a picture of a younger version of herself, smiling beside a woman she hadn't seen in 12 years. Her best friend. Her only friend before success built walls around her. Sarah. The name echoed through her memory like a forgotten melody. Lucas watched her reaction closely. You knew her?" She nodded slowly, feeling her throat tighten. "Yes. I knew her very well." Lucas's eyes filled with a sadness that didn't belong to a child. "She was my mom." Alina felt the world tilt. She forced a breath through her lungs. "Your mother? Sarah, she's gone?" Lucas didn't speak for a few seconds. Then he nodded, fighting to stay composed. 3 months ago. A wave of guilt washed over Alina so intensely she almost couldn't breathe. She had promised Sarah they would stay in touch, but life had swallowed her whole. Business meetings, travel, money, achievements, and somewhere along the way she had lost the one person who mattered. Lucas looked down at his hands. "Before she died, she told me, you were the bravest person she ever met. And the kindest." A tear slipped down his cheek. "She said if anything ever happened to her, I should find you." Alina's heart cracked open. "Lucas, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I should have been there." He shook his head softly. "It's okay. She never blamed you." His voice trembled again. "But she left something for you." He opened the envelope further and pulled out a folded letter. He slid it toward her, and Alina opened it with shaking hands. Sarah's handwriting filled the page. Messy, warm, familiar. The words hit her harder with every line. Sarah apologized for disappearing. She explained how life had grown tough. She thanked Alina for being the only true friend she ever had. And at the very end, one sentence stood alone, circled in ink. "If Lucas ever finds you, please answer his question honestly." Alina looked up, tears gathering in her eyes. "What question?" Lucas finally met her gaze fully, eyes raw, vulnerable, desperate. "My mom always told me people leave when life gets hard. I need to know. His voice cracked so hard he had to whisper the last words. Do all good people leave? Or, is there someone who stays? The room fell silent. Every breath in Alina's chest caught painfully. She understood suddenly. This wasn't just a question. This was a plea from a child terrified of being abandoned, a child who had already lost too much. She stood up, walked around the table and knelt beside him. She took his shaking hands in hers. Lucas, she whispered, her voice breaking, good people don't leave. Not if they truly love. Not if they truly care. A tear fell down her cheek. And I'm not going to leave you. Not now. Not ever. Lucas broke into silent tears as she wrapped her arms around him. He clung to her like someone who had finally found a place to rest. Alina held him tightly, feeling a fierce protectiveness rise inside her, something she didn't know she still had. The waiters looked on, stunned, as the billionaire who once seemed untouchable held a crying boy in her arms. She didn't care about the eyes. She didn't care about her schedule. All she cared about was the promise she was silently making. A promise to be the person Sarah believed she was, a promise to give Lucas the safety he had been searching for. Alina stood up, still holding his hand. Come with me, she said softly. You're not alone anymore. And as they walked out of the restaurant together, Lucas finally smiled, a small, fragile smile, but real. For the first time since losing his mother, he believed someone would stay.